Okay, everyone. Before we begin, I just want to go over a rundown. HOSA has been doing Healthcare Showcase for a very long time now, and we've covered several topics related to healthcare. And here's one topic. Good afternoon. Today, me and my team will be presenting the impact of teen pregnancy. To begin, let me introduce our wonderful group presenters, beginning with myself. Hello, my name is Jayla. I'm an 11th grader, and I'm currently Vice President of HOSA.
My name is Nakshan, and I'm also an 11th grader.
Hello, my name is Lena and I'm a senior.
Hello, my name is Elena and I'm also a senior.
Hello, my name is Yaneli and I'm currently a junior.
Okay, to get a better understanding of how common teen pregnancy actually is, let's look into some statistics. Did you know that every 1,000 female teen all over the world, about 51.4% get pregnant? And keep in mind that there are over hundreds of millions of teens all over the world, and these ages can range from 15 years old to 19 years old. There are an estimated total of 21 million teen pregnancies, and about approximately 12 million of these teens do actually give birth. What are some dangers of teen pregnancy? For short term, there is preeclampsia and puerperal endometritis. Preeclampsia is basically when a woman experiences seizures shortly after pregnancy or during pregnancy. And this can happen due to high blood pressure. And high blood pressure is basically a high force of blood in your arteries, which is your blood vessels, basically where your blood flows. And this can last for about 4 months. And high blood pressure can happen due to factors such as unhealthy diet, lack of exercise, and factors of smoking and drinking. Puerperal endometritis is an inflammatory infection in the uterus, which happens right after birth due to vaginal contact with bacteria such as gonorrhea, chlamydia, and tuberculosis. And this can last for about 2 to 3 days with antibiotics. And puerperal endometritis can actually turn into a long-term effect called sepsis. Sepsis is a long, life-threatening condition that basically harms your body's organs continuously. And basically, sepsis happens when any bacterial infection is left untreated for too long. And this can also last for about 18 months. As you can see, the bacteria will flow through your blood vessels and continuously harm your body's organs. Now let's look into some mental and health complications of teens. After pregnancy, it's very common for a woman to experience something called postpartum depression, and this is basically when your emotions become uncontrollable. Emotions such as constant anger, constant sadness, constant exhaustion, and constant anxiety, and this can last for over 3 years. Shortly after birth, your hormone levels drop tremendously, and this can cause your emotions to become uncontrollable, and your hormone levels are what balance and control your mood. Anemia is a physical health condition, which is basically a lack of blood cells. Basically, after you give birth, your body loses a lot of blood and iron that you need in your body. So anemia happens due to low blood iron. So after you give birth, you lose a lot of blood and iron in your body. Now, as you can see here, on the left image is a normal amount of blood cells, and on the right is an anemic or low amount of blood cells.
Parental influence can significantly impact teen mothers, affecting their education, mental health, and parental skills. Supportive parental influence can help build a better future for themselves and teen mothers, while negative parental influence can negatively impact teen mothers' mental health and can lead them to greater distress.
How can organizations and schools help prevent teenage pregnancies? Community and state organizations have been partnering up with local youth service groups to implement evidence-based interventions, or EBIs. EBIs are intervention programs that are specifically tailored to a community regarding a specific topic. One EBI is Teenage Pregnancy Prevention, or TPP, which aims to educate teens about sexual health, contraceptives, and the repercussions of teenage pregnancies. Organizations have also been helping teens by increasing teen access to clinical services. Organizations have been partnering up with clinics to provide access to contraceptives, reducing costs for reproductive health services, and operating clinic at more teen convenient hours. And schools can promote educational success and provide positive life options for teens. Many schools have programs that identify high-risk teens and provide them with community service opportunities, educational enrichment, and health and recreational services. What are some cultural and social problems that can influence teens to think that early motherhood is the norm? Teens in lower socioeconomic communities often deem teenage pregnancy as a feasible option to gain financial support or escape their circumstances. This is because they often lack access to healthcare, education, or career opportunities. Additionally, positive portrayal of teenage pregnancies in the media can glamorize early motherhood to young, impressionable girls. The entertainment industry and media often depict teenage pregnancy as romantic, but doesn't showcase the repercussions such as the financial issues or the mental health issues that comes with being a mother. Furthermore, cultures with traditional gender roles and where discussion about sex and contraceptives are considered taboo often promote teenage pregnancies. Traditional gender roles that pressure girls into prioritizing to be young wives and young mothers, as well as putting value on masculinity based on sexual encounters for men, often lead to teenagers engaging in sexual acts. In cultures where discussions about sex or contraceptives are considered taboo, teenagers are often left unaware about the safe sex practices, and this can lead to unintentional pregnancies. Now let's discuss the statistics of teen moms regarding education, finances, and health. Teen moms have a lower high school diploma attainment. As you can see here in this chart, only 51% of women who are teen mothers have their diploma. Compared to that, 89% of women who aren't teen moms have a diploma. According to the Journal of Human Resources, women who are teen mothers are more likely to earn lower income than other types of women. And finally, we can see here in this chart by World Health Organizations, teenage pregnancy is the second leading cause of death among girls aged 15 to 19 globally.
Okay. Following the topic of teen pregnancy is accessibility to healthcare. In 2022, did you know that only 61% of teen pregnancies receive adequate prenatal care? By a show of hands, how many of you know what prenatal care is? Okay, so for those of you who don't know, prenatal care is the care a pregnant woman receives throughout her pregnancy, such as ultrasounds, scans, as well as blood work. Teens are less likely to receive this care due to financial stability, and here we can see in this map, there are many countries that have higher birth rates because of accessibility to prenatal care. As we can see, these maps show that many countries like Africa are low or middle class countries who experience higher birth rates. As you can see, the United States does not experience this, but our number is rising. Additionally, prenatal care also is impacted by your type of healthcare system. For example, Saudi Arabia has a public healthcare system, meaning healthcare is more accessible, while in Poland they have a private healthcare system in place, meaning minimal accessibility to healthcare. Additionally, how do teen mothers compare to adult mothers? One way we compare teen mothers to adult mothers is how likely they are to complete their high school education. Studies have shown that teen mothers are less likely to complete a high school education or drop out because of the stress and responsibilities they have present when it comes to having a child. Adult mothers often have a higher education after a high school diploma, such as an associate's or bachelor's degree, meaning they have a better financial position. So by a show of hands, how many of you think you can afford to have a baby right now, given your financial status as of today? Why might this be? This reason is because as teens, we have less opportunities to work, as well as our low amount of work experience. Another thing is, when having a baby, you need to provide for your child, whether it's financially, medically, as well as physically, such as feeding, clothing, diapers, and other baby materials. How many of you drive, by a show of hands, to school? Okay, how many of you ride the bus, by a show of hands? How many of you get dropped off by a parent or another adult? Okay, so here's a question I would like you to answer by a show of hands. How many of you think you could transport a child to childcare? How many know the average cost of childcare, by a show of hands? The Census Bureau reported that childcare can cost from $5,000 to $17,000 per year for a single child, which is something that an adult mother can provide, while a teen mother could not. And additionally, regarding the questions about transportation is because when you have a child, you need to provide childcare as well as transportation to these childcare facilities. And one final thing about the difference between teen mothers and adult mothers is they plan pregnancy. How many of you guys, show of hands, would plan a pregnancy right now?
Good.
And that's one major thing that's different between adult mothers and teen mothers. Adult mothers tend to plan their pregnancy far more than a teen mother would.
Now, as much as we focus on the views of mothers, we should also talk about the negligence of adolescent fathers. Now, for all the boys in this room, with a show of hands, how many believe that you would be able to support your child emotionally? Why do you think you would be able to support your child?
I would say just like being present and being around him.
But do you think you would have time to support this child emotionally? Because you have school, you would have to go to work, and it would be hard for you to find time for your child.
In this hypothetical situation, am I an adult or am I a teen?
Hypothetically, you are your age right now.
Oh, then I shouldn't have raised my hand. I thought you was talking about.
Teenage fathers are found to struggle financially, often dropping out of high school to find financial stability for their child. Study conducted by the National Library of Medicine shows that teenage fathers under the age of 23 are found to be twice as less likely to be unemployed compared to adult fathers who are over the age of 30. Now, with both parents being fairly young, the legal implications can get a little complicated. Teenage parents have the same legal rights as adult parents, however, this can backfire as they can be financially dependent on their parents or be unable to enter into legal contracts such as lease agreements. The teenage parents are able to have the right of custody for their child, however, it is conducted by 3 factors. The 3 factors would be the environment of the house, the financial stability of both parents, and the relationship of both parents. Therefore, regarding child support, the father is legally responsible to pay child support whether or not he is a minor.
Okay, here are some services for anybody that is going through pregnancy or anybody you know that is struggling through pregnancy. These topics go into depth about maternal health, child health, and financial advice, parental advice, and even mental and physical health. As you can see here, Personalized Care in Women's Health is actually local to Forest Park, and they give out free ultrasounds and free pregnancy tests.
Now, as many of you guys are able to drive, let me read the Safety Driving Campaign to you guys. To officially end this presentation, we would like to provide you with some safe driving guidance as many of us are driving or beginning to drive. Most members are here at Forest Park High are advocates for safe driving measures. According to the Georgia Governor's Office of Highway Safety, young drivers refer to a person between the ages of 15 and 20 operating a motor vehicle. These statistics on teenage driving may help you understand the potential issues young drivers can run into. Teen drivers aged 15 to 19 made up 3.6% of licensed drivers in the U.S. as of 2022. Teen drivers accounted for 7% of all fatal crashes in the U.S. in 2022, a total of 2,883, or nearly 8 per day. Male drivers make up about 69% of the teen crash fatality rate, with 1,980 motor vehicle crash deaths in 2022, compared to just 897 for female teen drivers. In 2022, more drivers aged 15 to 20 were speeding at the